Welcome back to another Do The Thing podcast with George and Lucy. We're from the Juicy Vlog. If you're tuning in from for the first time,
you're not on the radio.
I know.
You're like, thank you for tuning into Juicy Vlog Radio for a second time.
No, that's the thing. We said we didn't want to make this Juicy Vlog Radio. If this is your first time listening to the podcast and you didn't listen to our intro,
go watch it. Listen to it. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm not used to this whole listening thing.
We explained kind of what we wanted to do with this podcast and what we're going to talk about on it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and thank you for coming back. If you enjoyed the first episode and this is episode 2 for you, thank you so much for clicking back on us to listen again.
So in this podcast, we want to talk about topics that kind of relate to us and hopefully relate to you. Today's being why you should stop caring about what other people think of you.
Like completely stop caring. Like not just like not minding or like looking past it. We mean like not giving a shit. And I'm swearing because I'm allowed to swear on this and this is the second time we're doing this.
How it will completely change your life if you do this because it has ours.
Yeah. Especially me. I feel like I've changed a lot since taking this kind of what would you call it? Like not like a way of life. I suppose it is a way of life. Like since taking this on. Oh, don't touch me.
Sorry.
Honestly, guys, you don't understand. We are in a sauna right now. Like I am dripping everywhere.
We should probably apologise if you're watching on YouTube on the video version.
There's a lot of red and sweaty faces going on right now.
Yeah, we're literally dripping.
And we're like, don't touch me, don't touch me.
I look so red in that camera.
You do.
We usually close all the windows when we record these. We've only recorded one, but we've left one window open.
Have we?
Yeah.
That's naughty. Sorry if there's any background noise.
Yeah, if you hear some background noise, sorry, but it saves us from fainting midway through recording this.
I wouldn't put it past me. I'm prone to fainting. If you don't know me, I fainted several times. So if there's some silence from me and George is just, honestly, he'll probably carry on. So if there's some silence and George is just carrying on talking, then we know what's happened. Yeah, literally.
A quick story before we start. The last time Lucy fainted with me, and it's the only time I've ever seen her faint in person.
When was that?
She told me about it as a kid that she used to faint, but we were in a bar. We were out in Brighton where we live, and Lucy just fell to the floor, disappeared. We were at the bar waiting to order drinks. And she just went down. I was like, what the hell? I'd never seen it before.
The worst thing was we were in this bar. It was quite late at night. People were quite drunk. And people honestly thought that I'd been so drunk that I'd literally passed out and like because I'd drunk too much. And people were like, oh, she's just drunk. Like I remember like when I was coming back round, I could hear people being like, oh, what's she doing? Actually, this kind of leads on to not caring what people think. It was weird because like everyone was going, no, she's fainted. It's okay. Like the people I was with. And it was just awful because then I was taken into this dodgy cloakroom and then like walking back out after I felt so ashamed because I thought that people were judging me for being drunk.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, don't care.
You just looked really drunk. It was me and another mate just carrying you, like you in the middle of us. We had one arm around you each. And but anyway, we got over it. And
before we got onto the sweating, I was actually saying something and I can't remember what it was. Yes. I was saying that I've totally changed my mindset on how I think of what people think. When we met, I was like, anything anyone said, I'd take to heart, I'd cry about.
And this, by the way, is before we did YouTube, before we made content to go online, before we put our lives out on the internet for scrutiny, for better or for worse. And
you get married or? Sorry.
No, I'm just saying like, carry on.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Appreciate it. Anyway, no. So yeah, basically I used to struggle with it a lot. I honestly like sometimes I will still care and I'll be like, oh my God, like George, look at this. Look at this. What's person? Verbal diarrhea. Look at what this person said about me.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, and what? And I'm like, yeah, but it's so mean. And you're like, yeah. And like they're sat behind their phone and or keyboard or whatever. Why do you care what they think? Like you don't know them, you're never going to meet them. Why do you care? And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it's still like, I am. I mean, I have to be... Comments, so hate comments, let's take that for example. I genuinely don't care what people think, but of course there is still a part of me that thinks about that for a second and processes it in my mind and thinks, is there any truth to that? So I'm not just this like emotional, heartless, cold person who can't take in a comment. I mean, that is how I come across to you on purpose.
Yeah.
Because if I was affected by it, that would let you be affected by them more. And I don't think you're 100% there.
No.
With it.
No, not
Is that
at all.
fair?
Yeah, completely. Like, I'm so much better than I was. And I still, like, once you've said to me, go over yourself, it doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I literally don't care. Like, I can get on that level, but it depends what the person said, but it can take me a while to, like, come around to it being okay that they've said that.
Yeah. And you know, I've always been a bit like that, even as a kid and stuff. I was never, I mean, in school I was popular. And but I was kind of that guy who had a group of friends, but I wasn't in a particular pocket of people. I wasn't in like the rebellious crowd or the cool crowd or the naughty crowd or anything. I was just
naughty crowd.
I was just kind of like myself the whole way through. I still feel in my head the same as I did when I was in school.
You always say that.
And I never changed to fit into a particular group. If people liked me, great. If they didn't, they didn't. But most people did. I could get on with the worst behaved person in the class. You know, that there's always that person who, you know, just doesn't behave in school at all.
That was me in physics.
I could get on with them, and I could get on with, you know, the.
I haven't fainted, before you're wondering.
I completely forgot what I said. You like nudged me under the table. It completely threw me off.
I didn't mean to. This is heat, guys. Honestly, it's got to our heads. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, my whole body feels like disgusting.
It's boiling. Anyway, I could get on with both sides of the classroom, basically, in school. The point being, I never changed who I was, and I never cared about what anyone thought. Like, I started and my influences were different. I never was into the popular things that were going on at the time in school. So when people would I don't know what kind of music was out, like Beyonce and Jay-Z at the time, or whatever music it was, Busted. You know,
I was going to say, that's more like
younger,
it. Forget Beyonce. Go Busted, Britney.
90s, early 2000s kind of pop music. I just didn't have an interest for it because I grew up listening to like the Beatles and Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen and stuff like that. And that's music I genuinely liked and enjoyed. And I was there trying to, you know, learn guitar and be like Bob Dylan.
But I don't feel like you'd shove it down people's throats either. I feel like
no way.
You'd just be your own thing. Instead of trying to get people to like that, you'd just be like, that's fine if you like that. I like this.
I'd like wear a cowboy hat. Genuinely.
No.
I'll just wear a cowboy hat because...
Why?
Because...
When would you wear a cowboy hat?
Oh,
in what context?
Mainly on holiday and stuff.
Oh, okay, fine. Not like school, like school
not
uniform.
Not to school, no, but like
hat.
on the weekends and stuff sometimes. Because I was influenced at that time by like American culture. I like country and western music and all that kind of stuff. And I was influenced by that, not giving a shit that it looked really strange walking down Worthing Town wearing a cowboy hat.
Like, I feel the opposite.
So you
not
at
about
that
the cowboy
time,
hat. Like, I suppose I wouldn't say that I did things to... maybe I did do things to fit in. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of examples, but it's not that I was like trying to be popular. Like, I wasn't popular in school. I wasn't like the most hated or most loved person in the year, I suppose. I was kind of just like medium, pretty average, I'd say. But I don't know. I feel like I didn't try to fit in with like the popular people, but equally like I might be like, oh, they're listening to that, that's quite cool, I'm going to do that as well now.
Were you trying to impress people though?
I don't know, I suppose so.
I think from your pause that was a yeah.
All right,
and
judgmental.
No, and this is the thing, there's no right or wrong. Like, I never once tried to... The only way I tried to impress people in school was by making people laugh. I was a bit of the class clown.
Yeah.
I loved getting a laugh from people. And I loved the feeling when a whole class would kind of laugh at you. You know, even often at the teacher's expense, which looking back is pretty mean.
Yeah, I feel you there, actually.
You know, never anything nasty, but just winding teachers up and stuff. That was common in school.
Yeah, I did that a lot.
So now we fast forward, and Lucy and I work together on, you know, online, YouTube, Instagram.
I feel like we're a weird mix. Like, I feel like our personalities are opposite.
And this is the thing.
And
okay,
that
go on.
helps and is also bad.
Okay.
In what we do.
Explain.
So it's great because I wouldn't say I'm uptight, but I feel like I said before, like I get hurt by things more than you. And I'm very like strict in terms of our scheduling. And I'm like, no, we need to do this. And you're like, no, it's fine. Like I feel like I'm more not, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Uptight?
No, but I don't think it's uptight. I don't. I think I've got like a reason, like I want it to all do well. But you do as well. But I suppose you've got a different way of showing that. But I don't know, like, and then you're sort of more like, like laid back. Not that you don't care, but you're just much more chilled.
I'm laid back, and people know me as laid back, but you know that sometimes behind the scenes I'm not laid back at all.
Rarely.
Generally, I am laid back, but like if I'm like we usually upload our videos at 6 o'clock, and I have to remind myself that sometimes if it's up at 10 past, it doesn't matter.
You go mental.
Yeah, like sometimes it's weird little things sometimes with me, isn't it?
Yeah, you never
I will get
like
so uptight. I'll get kind of stressed, really.
Angry.
Yeah, I can.
You're just like, oh God, it's not up. It's not going to be ready on time. But I'm just like, actually,
Yeah.
then I'm just like, calm down, George. It doesn't matter. It's 10 minutes.
So sometimes
like,
it flips. Like on the whole, generally, and I think I'm more relaxed about the big kind of macro things in life that I don't worry about at all.
And I worry about that.
I don't worry about where I'm going to be in 5 years or what I'm going to be doing or how I'm going to be making money or where we're going to be living. I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Brilliant.
Because I just know that, I just hope that will kind of find its way through things that I do in the present. So that's why I'm kind of hugely quick and efficient and kind of always on doing the little things like getting a video up for 6 o'clock, taking the next Instagram, editing the photo. As soon as we do a photo shoot, I want to be there editing those photos. As soon as we finish filming a video, I want to be there editing it with you.
I see the bigger picture. So I obviously like think those little things are important, but I think, no, hang on, priority wise, that video is not until tomorrow night. So why don't we do this instead now? Because this needs to be sorted like right now.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, we need to do this because it needs to be done. I'm like, yeah, I know it needs to be done, but it can wait. It can wait.
And this is like where...
So this is where it's like a good thing.
Yeah.
In that we balance each other out and you're big and small and I'm the other way around and chilled out, uptight kind of works in different ways. But equally it's bad because we have different opinions and we'll often argue because it's like, I'm like, no, we need to do this now. And you're like, no, I'm editing it. I'm doing this now.
This is honestly where so many of our arguments start from. And like, yeah, and this is the other thing about not caring what people think. People, when you upload stuff online, when you put your life online, when you upload photos on Instagram, you know, of stuff like Lucy uploads bikini photos and all sorts. So you like your
Well, you say all sorts. What are you referring to?
that's a hidden account that you have to pay for. No, I'm joking. You put yourself out there and you expect some negativity, right?
You're right. Yeah.
So where I'm going with this, I've forgotten.
George, stop. We can't blame the heat again.
This is the thing. We're not editing these podcasts, so whatever comes out, guys, you're getting in full flow.
This is the real us. Like, actually can't speak.
No, this is what I was getting. So people think, especially when you've got a larger following, not that we do, but you start to think, you almost start to look at that person as a brand or even a company or a business.
What person?
So you've got...
like the
like
creator.
An Instagrammer or someone.
Yeah.
So say, because you feel like celebrity status, basically. Yeah. You feel like celebrities are untouchable. If you left a hate comment on David Beckham's photo, you wouldn't expect him to even see it, would you?
No, or care. Yeah.
Exactly. So people are now doing that with smaller creators, even, you know, with like 10, 20, 30,000 followers on Instagram, for example.
I mean, you've got over 10, so you calling yourself, or you calling us celebrities, or...
No, definitely not.
Good.
Definitely not. But what I'm saying is that those kind of accounts with that kind of following, that, I mean, everyone's human. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's human. Even if they see that, they might still be affected by it.
Yeah.
So people, haters or trolls, whatever you want to call them, seem to think that these people are just able to deal with it, and not everyone is.
And like you see, I know a lot of people that react in different ways to like having hate. I know people that will like post up the thing the person said and like tag them and like call them out, which I have done before. That was probably a while ago now, and I probably wouldn't do that now, just because I think it kind
gives
of
them
like
more airtime.
Yeah, it kind of shows like some people might agree and be like, oh, that's funny. I don't know. And then I've also seen people that kind of go on like a big rant about it and saying like it's not acceptable, like, which again is fine, but like, and then a lot of people like delete the comments, a lot of people completely ignore them. I think I'm more onto the ignoring bit now.
That's always been my strategy, to be honest. Ignore. And then it's the question, do you delete it or not?
If it's like something that you probably, like, we've had some like horrid ones before that we thought actually that's not very nice, like language use, and like we don't actually want people that watch our videos to scroll down and see them words, like, 'cause it's not nice. That's when we delete it. But if it's like, oh, you're fat, like, we're just like, okay.
Yeah, or we comment with a little funny reply or something.
Thanks for watching, like, thanks for the view, like because they're still at the end of the day they're still watching us.
This is the other thing.
Which is so funny because technically, I know it's only pennies, like less than pennies per view, but that's the ironic thing, that in them watching and then commenting, that's a reaction for interaction on YouTube for us, which is better and works in our favour.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so strange. And it's funny, when we upload a video, and it hasn't happened recently actually, but a couple of months ago, every time we would upload a video, we would get, it got up to 8. Normally it's 3
Every
or 4.
time it was 8.
And this is thumbs down, by the way, which is a dislike on YouTube. We'd upload a video, within seconds, before it even had 8 views, there'd be 8 dislikes.
Yeah.
And this happened for like a couple of weeks. So there was obviously a group of people who have got together who, you know, have agreed that they dislike our videos.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they just think, let's do it for fun. Like, it could be that they've never even watched our videos. They click on it, just click dislike, and then come off again.
No, but they knew who we were. They 100% knew who we were.
Reckon?
Yeah, because it happened for like 2 weeks.
No, as in like they'd subscribe to us. They get a notification when we subscribe. Go on when we upload. Sorry, go on, dislike, and then leave again. They might not even watch our videos.
Oh no, they wouldn't have watched. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, 100%. But what I'm saying is they're taking time out of their day to do that. But maybe we're getting slightly off track.
Maybe. And I think this whole not caring what people think doesn't just refer to social media. I know it's had a huge influence, and like before social media came about, like years ago, it probably was like maybe you'd hear less of what people actually thought of you.
Yeah.
And it's maybe made a bit harder nowadays, but there's still people like make comments in the street and stuff, don't they?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it happened before social media. Of course it did. But it'd more be gossiping, I guess.
Yeah, like,
and the person
hearing about it from someone else.
The person wouldn't receive it directly.
Well, they would, but not from, yeah.
But this is, you're right. This isn't just about social media. This isn't just about hate comments and trolls. We kind of wanted to discuss just, you know, not even, because that suggests it's about appearance and things like that, yeah?
Yeah.
But this isn't just about that. This is kind of about, even say you want to start something, a company or whatever, it's about not caring what people think about that, about following dreams, about doing the thing, about doing what you love doing what you want to do. Say you want to be a train driver, it's about, but you might think train driver, people not going to think that's cool. Yeah. So people are going to, so you need to not care about what anyone thinks if you love doing something. Train drivers, really bad example.
Very bad example. But no, I know what you mean, because it's like you might think starting a company and something that's like, it's really hard to think of examples. I'm about to go to train driver again, but it's like the whole thing of, if someone thinks that your idea's rubbish, why does it matter? They haven't come up with an idea themselves. Why are they even commenting on your idea? And why do you care what they say? Because they clearly have nothing else. Like, it might be that they have the fact that they've commented on what you're doing, or like made a comment, or like written something, or said something to you, that proves that maybe they have something going on themselves. Like, have sympathy for these people.
Yeah.
Because it could be that the reason they're like lashing out to you is because they've got something going on themselves, and like, feel sorry for them.
It's the psychology behind it. I think the reason we wanted to discuss this today in this podcast is that we are kind of upset that people are held back. There's unfulfilled potential out there. People are held back doing stuff that they want to do just because they value someone else's opinions on them too high.
Yeah.
So we did a talk recently at a festival called, not a music festival because that'd be weird.
That'd be weird. I'd be up for doing a talk at Music Festival.
Imagine
I
that.
could sing my words.
Just before the headliner band. And you just come on and do a little chat.
Guys, we got something to tell you.
Yeah. No, this was called Fit as a Fiddle Festival.
Why did you say it like that?
Sound like Stewie Griffin or something, didn't
No, you didn't.
Okay. Sorry. And we did a talk about all these kind of things that we're going to be talking about on these podcasts. That video is available on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. But where I was going with that is, we did this talk and we had loads of people coming up to us after saying, oh, you guys are just so right. and I'm not saying that to like
Sure.
blow any trumpets, but they were just kind of almost like they hadn't even realized that they had the ability to not care.
Yeah.
They were like, oh yeah, I wanted to do this, but I just haven't done it because I just don't know how it would be received.
And like, I know loads of people on Instagram and stuff, and they're like, oh, my friends and family, they don't really get it. Like, and they think it's a bit weird what I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Get better family. You can't say that, can you? Get friends that do get it, or don't care that your friends don't get it. It's a different thing for them. Maybe they don't understand it.
Yeah, this is the
Doesn't
thing.
matter.
Choose your circle. If like you need to be supported with whatever goals and ambitions you have. And we feel like we are definitely with our close family, but even some friends, like even some people we know, maybe we wouldn't call them friends, but people we maybe are friends with on Facebook, or people we know through our family or friends of friends or whatever. We've heard things that people have said about us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're closer to us than our viewers. And they're kind of like almost halfway in the circle. And that's strange when it's someone you almost know. Then you have to not care even more, because it's easier to care more about, it's easier to ignore it if the person doesn't mean anything to you. You've never met them. They're just a username. When it's someone you've know,
You've met and you've had
met,
interaction with.
yeah, like you might have had dinner with at some point.
Yeah.
We're just gonna restart a camera. One of these cameras
Sorry, guys,
stopped.
1 sec.
You just need to hit record on the back.
Battery.
So these people, that's kind of harder in a way when it's.
Hang on, sorry.
That's all right.
Having difficulty.
Just press record.
I can't. My nails too long. Oh yeah.
That's kind of difficult in a way when it's someone that you know. So what we would say to this is cut them out. If they're toxic, cut them out. Just because you were friends with them, or your friends are friends with them.
Don't feel like you have to be friends with someone who doesn't appreciate you or like respect you, or
Yeah.
they don't have to love what you do. They don't have to like be fully into it. But if they've got an opinion that's like negative on you, then surely they're not your friends.
Yeah. And you don't need to go out and try and change their opinion.
No.
We've never ever done that.
I've always been tempted and been like, maybe if I explain it to them, maybe they'll get it.
Yeah.
But why? Why would I waste my time on that? Lost cause, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. And this comes back to choosing your circle and stuff. Like you this is a good way to test it, right?
Right.
If something good happens, see who is cheering for you.
Yeah.
If you have some success in whatever it is, see who's there genuinely congratulating you.
Pleased for you,
Yep.
actively showing that like they're happy for you and that you've done well.
And on the other hand, see who's jealous. Someone who doesn't say anything, doesn't congratulate you at all.
They don't have to make a negative comment. It can
No.
literally just be silence, and that means a lot, I think.
Definitely. You can find out who your real friends are.
But
And
like, don't go around watching people's reactions. Like, don't announce something big and then like go around analysing people.
Yeah.
It's just more like just realise things. Like take a step back and realise, and just like maybe have a
And
think.
we're not even particularly speaking from personal experience here, really.
No.
A few occasions I can think of where something good has happened for me or us.
Yeah, I
and
can
I've
think of a few.
started telling people, and you can just tell that they're not interested at all.
Yeah.
And there's people who would rather talk about themselves.
Yeah. I feel like we're them people doing a podcast about ourselves.
But oh yeah, that's very ironic.
It is a
But
bit.
then again, you have to not care about what they think.
Yeah.
It just always comes back to it. So let's talk about for a second how this has changed. You said it changed your life. That's quite a dramatic statement.
It has though, because I spend less time now worrying what people think. And like sometimes I'm like, oh, should I, like if there's a tweet I've got in my mind or a photo I could put on that's maybe a bit risky, I'm like going up, back and forth in my head, like, do I post it, do I not? Nowadays I'm like, I don't care. If
Yeah.
I agree with it, if I think it's good or funny or have an opinion on something, I'm going to post it if I want to.
And do you feel like you've redirected that energy into better things, more productive things? You know,
Oh, yeah, like,
rather
yeah,
than sitting there
exactly.
dwelling about what someone might think of your. It
Yeah.
just allows you to.
It gives me more time.
Yeah, it allows you to make quicker decisions.
Yeah.
Get stuff out there and
Get
stuff like
stuff
that.
done, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't really think that anything phases me as well. I'm saying this, I keep like contradicting myself. I do still get hurt by things, but my reactions are like so much smaller now. Like I might be like, oh, that's a bit shit, and then like 10 minutes later I've forgotten about it. before it'd be the whole day would be written off because we're like, oh, they've been
And
really
that's
horrible.
the thing. That's the other thing. We actually had an email. I'm going to read it out.
Ah, yes. Where
Oh
is
no,
it?
my phone is
My
recording the
phone's
video.
here. Got it.
So we got an email from a couple who have just started a YouTube channel, and they've obviously found our videos. They emailed us directly to our email address and said
Hang on,
said
let me read it
this
out.
when Lucy finds it.
They said, ready. Hi, I hope you don't mind us saying this, but it's
Well, no, we
I think
put
it'd be
it on
helpful.
Instagram, so
Yeah.
some of you may have seen this already.
Hi, could I ask what you do if/when you get negative comments on your YouTube vlogs? We've had some really nasty and personal comments from people, sad face. Do you just remove the message or reply in a nice way? We are very new to all this and it's putting us off a little as it's very hurtful. Our videos aren't great, but we have only just started out and we're just trying to share some of our experiences to help other people out. I removed one today, but we have received a couple more tonight. So if I could ask your advice, please. Many thanks. Shall we read out our reply as well?
Yeah, so we sent a reply back. So this is really kind of sad because they're
It's
obviously
so
just
sad.
getting going, and it's putting them off already doing something that they obviously want to do and something that they enjoy doing.
And it's the fact that they're like, they're not like saying, do we say anything rude back? They're just saying, do we delete it or do we say something, reply in a nice way? Like it's so harmless, and it's a shame that it's putting them off of doing the whole thing. And it's, I don't know, it just feels so unfair, doesn't it, that they're getting that, but I don't know. And they're like, when they say their videos aren't great, it's quite sad because it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares if your videos aren't
they're
great?
already almost giving in to the comments in a way. So anyway, we reply with this.
Hey guys, we just don't value anyone else's opinion, especially those people who we've never met, higher than our own. Their opinions aren't actually anything to do with you. People always have them. We just hope that those people find something they enjoy, you know. They must be having a pretty rough time if they're spending their time getting frustrated with your content or our content and feel so strongly and negatively about it that they need to leave a comment. They're not winning, are they? Brush over it, don't let it in, delete them if you want and keep doing your thing.
Your like kind of
Don't.
pronunciation on that was a bit funny because I wrote that and like with you, but that one sentence you just said really weirdly.
Did I? Which one?
That it was meant to
Brush
read.
over it.
No,
Don't-
it was meant to read. The winning one.
I'm not finished yet.
Sorry for interrupting you. You're like they're not winning, are they? It was meant to be.
They're not winning, are they?
They're not winning, are they? You're like they're not winning, are they? Hang on a minute, are they winning? Sorry, carry on.
So I don't even like reading out loud. Leave me alone. I feel like I'm in school again. Everyone's looking
You're
at me.
doing good. Carry on.
Thank you. They forget about leaving the comment 5 minutes later, but if you're still dwelling, what a word. But if you're still dwelling on it 2 months later, you want to give them that power. Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Hope it helps. The end.
Yeah, so we just wanted to nail it into them that is so true what we said in that message. I think that someone leaves a nasty comment, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, they've forgotten about it. They've moved on.
Don't let that affect your evening or your day.
Yeah, if you're carrying that comment around with you for like a week, then
They've won.
They've had all this power over you and they don't even know you and you don't even know them.
It's sad.
It is.
I find that sad because a lot of people like won't. Like the other guy that messaged us as well. I won't say his name, but we had a younger viewer,
Yeah.
14, 15 years old, who had a YouTube channel and he got bullied at school for having it and then he deleted the channel.
Yeah.
And that is so sad. Sorry, there's a bird in the background if you can hear that. It's so sad because it's like he's giving up on something that could be amazing and he was so good as well. I think he started up again now, thankfully, but his videos were so great, but he's like deleted them because someone at school thought it was funny to take the mick out of him because they've got nothing else to do because they're a bully.
Yeah. It's not good at all.
It's sad because it's stopping people doing what they want to do and achieving their dreams and goals, and like that could go anywhere.
Yeah, 100%.
channel.
And this is the thing. This is the whole thing about this podcast and this topic is that people you just can't let other people's opinions stop you from doing the thing that you love doing. That is it. That is it really.
Yeah.
Should we end on a positive?
What's that noise?
It's the neighbour doing something.
Brilliant. Good answer. Thanks.
I don't know.
Doing something. Yes. What positive would you like to end on?
Well, I guess we just like to say thank you for listening if you've come this far.
Yeah.
And we're loving recording these. We've put a video. If you want to start your own podcast, we have uploaded a video on our YouTube channel on kind of like a behind the scenes of making this show.
The setup we do, the microphones we were using.
Yeah, how we film it,
Yeah.
how we turn our living room into a studio, what software we use to edit, how we distribute the podcast. So if you're interested in that at all, check that out.
The Juicy Vlog on YouTube.
Yeah.
You should find us there. Anyway, thanks.
We're going to start doing Q&As.
Oh, yeah, we are.
At the end of every episode.
Yes. So get your questions in, whether that's commenting on the Anchor app, on Twitter, Instagram, DMs, anything you like.
Anything.
Really.
We've got topics similar to this and, varying topics that we want to discuss on this show. And next week is a collaboration. No, it's not collaboration. It's just we've got a guest on. I'm in YouTube language still.
You are.
We've got a guest on the show, guys.
We have a very exciting guest coming on, and we're going to be talking to them all about their experience on.
We won't give it away on who it is. We've actually got 2 guests lined up.
3.
3. Yeah, 3. You might have even heard of some of them. So we're super excited for that. So look out for the next episode of the podcast.
I'm loving doing this. Are you?
Yeah, great fun.
Although, who's up for getting some air conditioning put into the flat?
Oh my God, it's so hot. It's so hot.
Honestly, I know we keep talking about it and people are probably bored of hearing that I'm hot, but I'm so hot.
Well, have a cold shower.
Sing the road.